Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me. My name is Paula, also known as The Snail Garden on social media. And I have an Etsy shop, Eva Faith, where I sell hand-dyed linen for cross-stitching. And I've just had a shop update. I put all the links where you can find me in the description box below. This is my third and final part of Vlogtober for 2023. It's been a little bit different this year because my husband and I are just back from a mini break in Tromsø in Norway, where we celebrated our 35th wedding anniversary. And if you're interested in seeing what we got up to, I have already uploaded a video as part 2 of Vlogtober, all about our trip. This episode is going to be about what I've got up to since we came back and about my crafting. So after a short vlog, I will pop back with my projects. Welcome back. My first project is my most recent finish, hence why it's not ironed. And this is Always by Hello from Liz Mathews. And this was a free design she put out a while ago, but I was saving it as an anniversary stitch. And this is my 36 count Grey Skies linen. and it is stitched 1/2. I really need to get myself a board. 1/2 using the Gentle Arts Banker's Grey. And this isn't the only project on here. For Valentine's Day, I stitched Liz Mathews' Love from her pattern You've Got the Love, which is a Patreon design. And they're both stitched in Banker's Grey. And I'm going to make them into little lavender sachets. So that's my first finished and my only finished cross stitch. My second project looks hardly unchanged since the last time I shared it. And this is Brenda Gervais Seasons of the Heart, and this is the autumn. And I'm stitching this 1/2 on my 40 count Acorn. The sun is very bright at the moment, so washing it out a little bit. And I've made very little progress on this since I last shared it. Whilst we were away, I took a couple of projects with me. This one is a travel project, a long-term project, and I like to take it every time I go on holiday and put a few stitches in it so I have lots of memories. This is called Adrift, and it was a kit. And the lighting wasn't very good where I was sitting in our rooms, so I didn't get too much done. There is some extra pink, which was a second colour, but it's so close in colour it's hard to tell. And some of this beige I have put in for her hair. And this is the curved section on this side. So that's a little bit more I have stitched on that. I need a few more holidays, obviously, so I can get a bit more stitching done. For the flight stitching, I had this little kit by Sue Hawkins of a little thatched cottage. And this is stitched on 18 count interlock canvas. As you can see, I worked on the thatched roof and then progressed to the windows. And again, this is a kit with all the threads. I've had that kit a long while. I don't know how it's taken me so long to actually do some stitching on it. My other projects are knitting. I finished my Tinsel mitts by Andrea Mowry. I finished them just in time for our trip away. And they were perfect. And these are knit in Skein Queen's Crush DK in the colourway Monterey Bay. And I wanted some convertible mittens so that I could easily get my fingers out and use my phone, my camera. And they kept my hands lovely and warm while we were away. and I can see myself making more of these. And I stuck entirely to the pattern for a change, for once for me. And they were the perfect fit. So now I just want some nice snow days so I can wear them again. My second knitting project is my Margot cardigan, which I am knitting in Ephemera by Bird Street. He was Mr. B, but now him and his wife are Bird Street. And this is the Hiddleston base. I was knitting on this before I went away, and when I came back with tired travel brain, I made a mistake and I couldn't see where I had gone wrong. But I ended up with too many stitches on my needle, and it was going to be way too big. So I took some out. I still couldn't understand where I'd gone wrong. Clearly I had increased too much, but as far as I was aware, I was following the pattern correctly. So I took it back. I now have 22 stitches too many, so it's going to be a little big. But I figured, you know, it would be able to get some sort of sleeves underneath comfortably if it's a little big, so I'm going to stick with it. It wasn't until I read it again the other night with a less tired brain that I had not really taken account of the words in total for the increases. So I had done the previous page's increases and then done a whole load more. But I couldn't bear the thought of ripping it out again. So as you can see, I have split for the arms and body, and I'm now starting to work my way down the body. And there is this nice lace design all the way down the front on each side. Luckily I have enough yarn for the extra size, but I think it will be okay. Never knowingly follow a pattern correctly, that's me. So those are all of my current projects, because having been away and having been busy since we've been back, I have done a little bit of shopping. Of course, on holiday, I had to have some souvenir yarn. I think that's showing the colour. It's teal blue and very pale grey. I've got 2 of each. I'm going to make myself some Norwegian mittens. If I have too much, I'll have enough to make maybe a hat or a headband or something to match. I also bought these little stitch markers with Norwegian instructions. There is like increase, and I have translated them, but my brain's not working at the moment. I couldn't find a decrease one though. I found all different instructions, but that one, whether there wasn't one, I don't know. And as soon as I saw this one, I knew what it said, even though I don't speak Norwegian. And this one is winter is coming, knit faster. I certainly need that. So those are all of my purchases while I was on holiday. Since I've been back, there has been another Blackbird Designs book released. And I'm collecting these as they come out. And there are lots of lovely Christmassy designs in this book, and a couple of punch needle designs. If I can find those to share. So I can see some of these being stitched soon, but perhaps not for this Christmas. I have got some secret stitching going on at the moment, but I can't share that yet. And of course, charts can't travel alone. And I liked The Murder of Crows by La-Di-Da. I've got quite a few charts with black birds on, which I want to do for a display for autumn Halloween at some point. And I also liked This Autumn Calls by Hands On Design. It's very neat the way it was finished as well. Those are all of my cross-stitch charts I've bought. In September, I did do a class, or a workshop should I say, at Unravel for carving yarn bowls. And I've just been back to Farnham to collect mine. It's had a slight problem where it sagged a little bit in the kiln, but it still works. And it's plain around the back. It's already been filled with one of my purchases recently. These are little mini yarn balls by Mimster made, hand dyed in Japan, for some mosaic stitching. I thought there were lots of beautiful colours in here. You can use any 4-ply yarn, but I particularly liked these colours. So I have no excuse not to start another project. And I also have purchased a little taster pack, I think you might call it, from Rivera Soir, of all different reds, different thicknesses. So I'm looking forward to trying out some of those. And that's all I have to share this month. We've been a little busy with gardening since coming back, so I haven't got a lot of stitching and I haven't done any finishing. But I'm hoping to change that and come back at the end of November with quite a few projects. So I hope you'll join me again at the end of November. Thank you for watching. Bye.